Hello, everybody, and welcome to another session of Scuba Talk. I'm Scuba Dave. And in this session, we're going to talk about CPR, the value of CPR, and how it may help you and save somebody. We'll be back right after this. In this session of Scuba Talk, we're talking about CPR and the value of CPR. Now, I know scuba divers are thinking, why do I need to know this? Well, rescues that need CPR can happen, whether it's in water, out of water, can happen for a lot of reasons, okay? So you say to yourself, well, I'm in good shape. My dive buddy's in good shape. Well, what if you're on a dive boat, okay, and somebody else on that dive boat comes up and is having a problem? Okay, what if you're at your favorite beach dive and somebody that's not in your party comes out? Okay, you might want to be able to render some assistance. You may not be the one providing the CPR, but maybe you're the one who's helped organizing, getting 911 phone called. Is there lifeguards around? Getting the lifeguards to the patient. You know, you can be involved in many different ways to assist in a rescue. So we're going to focus just on the CPR aspect. Now, in no way is this video teaching you how to do CPR. It is strongly recommended that you take a class, especially if you're a scuba diver. I strongly recommend taking the rescue class. To me, it was one of the most beneficial classes. Now, I am a scuba instructor. I am a IDC staff instructor. So I've went through those classes, and I'm telling you, they are valuable classes to have, okay? Especially the rescue class. I felt the rescue class was more valuable to me than the advanced class. Yes, the advanced class allowed me to dive deeper than 60 feet and to do other things, some other specialties. And it enhanced my skills on navigation and like search and rescue. However, the rescue portion to me was very valuable. So I hope it's that way for you. So focusing back on the CPR portion, okay, I strongly recommend that you throw one of these little kits, and they make them smaller or bigger, or just grab a pair of gloves, okay, and throw them in your, like a zippy bag, waterproof bag, okay, and get a face shield, okay. Now, before we start, things you should know. Rescue breaths are not required. However, if you can provide them and you can provide them safely, it is strongly recommended to do the rescue breaths. But the most important thing is doing the chest compressions and doing them properly. Chest compressions should be done at 100 to 120 compressions per minute. So you can see if you have to do this for a long period of time, you're going to get tired pretty quickly. That makes it nice if there's two of you or more than two of you, so you can rotate around and do chest compressions. Now, if you're going to add rescue breaths and you're by yourself, okay, you want to do 30 chest compressions to 2 rescue breaths, okay? If there's more than 2 of you, you want to do 30 chest compressions. The other person can provide the rescue breaths. The one providing the chest compressions should be looking at the chest when the other person is providing rescue breaths to monitor its rise. And you could call it out, 1 good breath, 2 good breaths, and go right back in. So, with that being said, let's talk about how we perform the chest compressions. Well, I see a lot of mistakes when I first start or when I'm teaching a class, and I ask the students right off the bat, before I give them hardly any instruction, I just want to see what they know. I have them demonstrate what they think CPR is. And a lot of them do a bent elbow, and they go like this because that's what they see on TV. But that's not the correct way to do it. You will get really tired, and you're not going to provide an adequate chest compression by doing this, okay? You want your arm locked. You want that elbow locked out on both arms. Take your fingers and interlock them like this. You're going to go between the nipple line, and that's where the palm goes. Your hands are here, your arms are locked, okay? And then you're going to get into a rocking motion like this. You want your shoulders above the patient. So it's going to look something like this. Notice that I'm rocking. My elbows are not bending, okay? Now, when you're providing the chest compressions, you definitely want to be going faster, okay? So you want to be going like this, okay? You want to go anywhere on an adult, you want to go anywhere from 2 to 2¼ inches deep into the chest, okay? If you're going to provide rescue breaths, you want to make sure to pinch the nose and tilt the chin backwards, okay? That's the one part that a lot of people always seem to forget, is lifting the chin. Everybody remembers to pinch the nose, but to clear the airway, you've got to tilt the head back, okay? So that is the proper technique to chest compressions. Now, after doing a 2-minute round, okay, I would stop and I would check for a pulse, see if there's anything there. No pulse, I keep going. If there's a pulse, then I can stop and I start monitoring. So, before any of this part of the CPR happens, you want to make sure your scene is safe. You want to make sure you can get to your patient safely without you being injured, because if you're injured, now whoever's coming has to rescue 2 people, not 1. So what you want to do is, as you approach your victim, you want to look around. Is there anything that's going to hurt me? No. Okay, I can proceed. But before I start touching this patient, okay, I must ask permission. Okay, so it's, hey, Timmy, my name is Dave. I'm a first aid responder. Can I help you? I got nothing. Nothing is an implied response of yes. So if I get nothing out of Timmy, I can spring into action. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knuckles. I'm going to do it right here in the chest, okay? Or in the collarbone. You're going to rub real hard. Don't do it like I'm scratching the back of a dog. Dig those knuckles in there, because if they're truly out, but yet if they're slightly breathing, you will see some sort of a response. You'll hear a moan. You'll see a body movement, okay? That tells you, okay, they're breathing. If you get nothing from those grinds, you're going to start. Now, for scuba divers, if this is a diver coming out of the water, okay, if it's water related, a swimming pool, the ocean, right, whatever, the first thing you want to do, okay, is you're going to immediately do 2 minutes of CPR, okay? After 2 minutes, if you're by yourself, after 2 minutes, you're going to make the phone call to 911. Okay, if this is out of water, grocery store, Walmart, parking lot, car accident, anything of those natures, okay, anything out of water, okay, the first thing you're going to do is 911, okay? Get help coming to you. Now, in most areas, help is going to take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to get to you. If you live in a rural area, it's going to be longer. So you've got to know where you're at. You've got to know, okay, this person is dependent on me at least for the next 10 minutes, the next 15 to 20 minutes, okay? But be assured, once you make that 911 call, help will be coming. So at that point, we jump into action. We start by doing as previously demonstrated. We start doing the chest compressions, okay? 28, 29, 30. Pinch the nose, tilt the head back, give 2 good blows. Now, I always tilt my head as I'm giving the rescue breaths. That way I can watch the chest rise and fall, okay? Again, if there's more than one of you, 2, 3, whatever, one person can do the chest compression, one person can do this, the other person can go and try to find you an AED. Now, I'm not going to go over AED in this segment. That will be for a future segment. But if you can learn the use of an AED, that is invaluable. Okay, that's what's going to save your patient's life. The chest compressions are only going to extend the possibility of saving their life. Now, I've heard stories where chest compressions and the person came back. Okay, that's great. Okay, but technically, what the chest compressions do, it keeps circulating the oxygen inside the patient. Okay, so that the organs aren't deprived of oxygen, especially the brain. Okay, brain damage starts at 7 to 10 minutes. Okay, once it's been deprived of oxygen. Once that heart stops, 7 to 10 minutes. That's why it's critical to get going on those chest compressions to keep that oxygen moving around. And there's a lot more to learn about CPR and a lot more to learn of how to actually take care of someone. I just want to go over the basics, and I hope that helps you. I encourage you, if you're a scuba diver, I am a DAN instructor for the first aid CPR classes, and I encourage you to seek out maybe one of your instructors at your local area and take the class. It's well worth it, and I think it's super beneficial. And for this segment, I'm Scuba Dave. Have fun, be safe, and keep diving.